Welcome back, Focus Learners. Today we're turning a daily digital nuisance into a full-on, step-by-step masterclass. We are going to decode a web page that practically every single one of us sees. But, let's be honest, we almost never actually stop to read. I'm talking about that standard Internet Security Verification screen. So let's break down exactly what this screen is demanding of us.
Okay, let's dive into this. Just a moment. You know it, right? It's that universally recognized 3-second pause that kicks off our explainer today. But don't let that polite, super casual tone fool you. This simple phrase is actually the starting gun for a really rigorous set of digital demands. It's not just a polite request to hold on. No, it's an active, conditional gateway that we're absolutely required to pass through.
So, what actually happens during this security verification? I want you to consider the invisible digital gears turning behind this incredibly brief moment. Our source text lays out a highly specific narrative of what's going on while we wait. It tells us exactly who's being protected, what the threats are, and the precise technical requirements demanded of us before we're allowed to proceed.
Here's the syllabus for our explainer today. First up, the just a moment pause. Second, identifying malicious bots. Third, the step-by-step technical requirements of JavaScript and cookies. Fourth, verification and the Ray ID. And finally, the Cloudflare security framework.
Section 1, the just a moment pause and initiating the check.
Right off the bat, the source text explicitly links the action to a specific destination. In this particular case, brainly.in. Attempting to reach this specific address is the trigger that causes the page to state it's performing security verification. It's a literal cause and effect relationship. You knock on the destination's door, and the immediate response is this verification check. It makes it totally clear that its verification doesn't just happen in a vacuum, it is actively guarding a specific place.
Moving on to Section 2, identifying malicious bots, the core conflict.
And this brilliantly illustrates the central dichotomy established by the text. On one side, we've got malicious bots. That's the defined threat the service is protecting against. On the flip side, we have you, the subject currently under investigation. The entire existence of this screen is predicated on distinguishing between these two exact entities, the threat it absolutely has to block and the human user it needs to verify.
Section 3, step-by-step, looking at JavaScript and cookies. So, the text maps out an exact, literal sequence of events you have to complete to proceed. This isn't just a passive waiting game, it's a strict set of instructions. Step 1, the overarching goal, verify you are not a bot. Step 2, to actually achieve this, you are explicitly instructed to enable JavaScript and cookies to continue. And step 3, once that's done, wait for the destination to respond. It's a highly structured, conditional workflow. Basically, if you don't complete the required actions, the whole progression halts.
Let's break down those requirements exactly as the text presents them. In the context of this screen, JavaScript is simply a necessary technical setting. Think of it as the very first critical tool required in your toolkit. The text provides a totally clear directive here. You must enable it in order to continue. It's positioned as a mandatory prerequisite for proving your humanity to the system.
And here's how this builds. The source text doesn't ask for JavaScript or cookies. No, it demands JavaScript and cookies. Cookies are positioned as the mandatory partner. They're the second required browser setting that must be enabled alongside JavaScript to successfully move forward. According to the text we're decoding, these two elements literally must work perfectly in tandem to complete the required user action for verification. Without both of them enabled, that gate stays firmly closed.
Section 4, verification and the Ray ID, examining the success state.
Okay, so the crucial point is this pivot right here. Verification successful. The text shifts entirely from a state of active checking and technical demands into a state of successful waiting. The page explicitly confirms your change in status. You've proven you're not that malicious bot we talked about earlier, and you've followed the instructions to enable the correct settings. The conflict is officially resolved, and the text smoothly transitions to telling you that it's now just waiting for the destination to finally respond and let you in.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is this hyper-specific detail, the Ray ID. In this example, it's a 0D86AC1AA581EF1. The source material presents this right at the culmination of the process. It acts essentially as a highly specific, totally unique digital receipt assigned exclusively to your successful session. It's like a digital bouncer handing you a stamped ticket proving you passed the test. It's raw data presented directly to the user, proving the verification transaction was logged and completed.
Section 5, The Cloudflare Security Framework. Looking at the architecture.
The very final line of text acts almost like a signature: performance and security by Cloudflare privacy. This reveals the actual architect behind this entire microprocess we've just decoded. It shows us that this screen isn't just some random roadblock. It's a stated cornerstone of Cloudflare's broader performance and security infrastructure. They are the ones facilitating the pause, demanding the JavaScript, sorting the bots from the humans, and generating that unique Ray ID.
Let's quickly summarize the key takeaways from our masterclass today. We've learned that this screen explicitly exists to protect a destination from malicious bots. It intentionally pauses the connection to verify you're a human user. To pass, it absolutely requires JavaScript and cookies to be enabled. Upon success, it generates a unique Ray ID receipt. And this entire highly structured security workflow is powered by Cloudflare. It is honestly amazing just how much structured information is packed into such a tiny window of time. Which leaves us with a fascinating final thought. How much hidden digital infrastructure are we actually passing through in just a 3-second pause? We see just a moment, and we barely even blink. But as we've decoded today, that fleeting second is packed with demands, verifications, technical requirements, and incredibly complex security architectures. Next time you see that screen, you'll know exactly what those invisible gears are doing. Thank you for joining me for this explainer, Focus Learners. Keep exploring, and I'll catch you next time.